Hey guys, Danny here from recordingacapella.com. I wanted to do a quick video about, what do we want to call it? Octavizing or sub-octavizing a bass in an acapella track. You've heard this a lot. It's basically sort of this super bass or uber bass or whatever people want to call it that you hear in most acapella. Got a question about it from a member of the email list, Ricky. So I just wanted to do a quick video to show you what I do, some of the basic principles of what's happening. And I'm actually using a track that got sent to me by another email list user, Nick. So let's take a look at this real quick. We've got our bass track here. Let's see if you can listen to it for a second. So this is from just a track that I'm mixing, and nothing's really been done to this track. This is the standard bass track. There's some EQ on it, maybe a little distortion. There's a room reverb, but you're interested in how to do the octave. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to duplicate what we have here. Sure, and it'll keep that waveform. Okay, so we've got the duplicate here, and as you can see, I'd already done this for the mix, but I'm going to do it again so you guys can see it. So let's call this octave. And then what I'm going to do, let's take off. We don't need those. And we don't need reverb. I don't put that on there usually. So I'm going to highlight all of the audio. And you can do this in multiple ways. The first step would be to drop the audio an octave. Sometimes people do it 2 octaves. Sometimes they have 2 octave tracks where one of the tracks is an octave below and one is, is 2 octaves below if you want something crazy, or if the bass part happens to be really high or something like that. So I've got my preset here. This is auto-tune, and I'm simply going to use the audio suite version, or basically where I can render it. And tell you the truth, I don't even remember half the things I've done with this preset. Looks like we're on low male here, transpose down 12 half steps. I think I lowered the throat length here. I bypassed all of this stuff, all of the notes here. Yeah, I think that's most of what I've done. And basically what I'm going to do is take all that highlighted audio and render it. You can hear sort of the preview of it here. Okay, I'll render it, and then let's play back this so you can hear what it comes out like. So there's the octave, and here's the original. Let's listen to a different part. So you can hear that doesn't really sound that great yet. Now I used auto-tune because I tend to do this part of the process in Pro Tools. You can use Melodyne to do this. You can use other pitch altering, pitch correction software to do this. Like in Melodyne, you would lower the formant some. I tend to edit my bass tracks a little tighter than other tracks, knowing that I'm going to drop them an octave. You'll often hear lots of inconsistencies if you leave a bass track looser. Those inconsistencies will be amplified in a way in the bass track. You'll hear in the octave track, you'll hear more of those. Okay, so once I've dropped this down an octave and I've modified the form and sum and all that fun stuff, I'm gonna need to eliminate some of these higher frequencies, right? Because I don't need them. So let's just use, channel strip. Channel strip, and I've already got a preset for this. So you can kind of see what I've done here. We've got a high pass filter and a low pass filter. And you can see the low pass filter is basically at like 100, a little over 100. And sometimes what I'll do is, I'll modify this a little bit as I hear stuff. I've got a compressor with the ratio 5:1. It's compressed pretty harshly. You'll see that in a second. You see where the threshold's set. And I've also gained it up because what happens is, it's pretty soft. So if I had the gain set at normal, it's barely there because you've eliminated a lot of the frequencies, so you've got to turn it up. Let's see, what did I do on the other track? I added some distortion. I also turned this up. So what we're gonna do once we've once we've done this EQing and compressing, we're gonna need to balance it. So right now, we're not hearing the low end so much. So I might gain that up a little bit more. So I like a balance where, and this is all a matter of taste, I like a balance where the octave feels like it's part of the bass track. And I like to be able to still hear the bass singer. And you'll hear how this kind of blends in when I turn on all the tracks. Sometimes you can help an octave come out by, I'll copy this down here, by adding a little bit of distortion. I'm just using Decapitator here. I've got one of the presets up, but you can see it's mixed in very low. It's not a lot there. Without it. Let's listen to a louder section. Now with it, you can hear it's very subtle. It just gives it a little extra edge. Without. With. So it's very subtle. And then when we mix that back in. And I think on the other, the track in the mix, I've actually got it even a little bit louder. Okay, and so let's listen to how this sits in the total track. Hopefully this isn't too loud for you guys.
You think you know me? It's funny how the tables turn. I'm sitting back, baby, watching you burn. No regret, did you listen?
Okay, so again, I'm kind of like, matching it to usually like the kick drum and the drums. So let's listen to how. Let's turn the drums on here so you can kind of hear how they fit together. So there are many other tricks that I'll sometimes do to get a kick and the octave, the bass part to sit together, but these kind of sat together pretty well naturally. So you can hear there. It's all nice and balanced. You'll also notice I didn't make a stereo octave. That never seems to work really well. I also didn't put any reverb on the octave because, again, that can just cause things to get out of control really quickly. So if we listen to that again in the whole track, let's go to the end.
Surely you'll find me getting wrong. Roll now, don't you know? Roll now, don't you know? I can hold my.
So you'll hear how that sits. Sometimes you'll also do things like here at the end, the bass is on words.
Look at me, I'm grown.
Sometimes I don't like to have the octave on if it's on words. I also don't like to have the octave on sometimes if we're like no drums are present. So, but it all depends, it depends on the mix. So you can hear here, if I muted the octave.
I can hold my own, boy, you missed the boat. Look at me, I'm grown.
I feel like that sounds a little more realistic than if we have this.
Boy, you missed the boat. Look at me, I'm grown.
Just felt a little heavy to me there. So that's, the basics of creating an octave, using auto-tune to process it first, and the changes there, then using EQ and compression to really just isolate the low frequencies of that, the 110, 120 and below, nothing too far. Like we don't need below 40, 35, stuff like that. And then pushing that up to get the balance, maybe adding some distortion sometimes to help it sit in the mix a little better, and then balancing it with the drums. So hopefully this was helpful to give you guys kind of an idea of what goes on. Again, it changes sometimes. It all depends on the song. It all depends on the singer, the mix, how the singer was tracked in the first place. But this is kind of the basics of where you would start normally. So hopefully that's helpful. I appreciate you guys checking out these videos and following the blog, and definitely responding. Send me emails, ask me questions. I'm really happy to create these videos and help you guys out. If you haven't signed up for the email list yet, go to recordingacapella.com and do that. I'm going to keep posting, going to try and post 2 or 3 times a week. So you get plenty of stuff to check out and learn from. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.